Welcome to the Ultimate English Deep Dive experience. You are looking at over 3 hours of the most intensive British English training available online. We have designed this course to be your complete roadmap to fluency. From this moment on, your journey to an advanced level begins. Whether you are at home, at work, or commuting, let this be your daily immersion. In this masterclass, we will fix your psychology, upgrade your vocabulary, and perfect your accent. Don't feel you have to finish it all today. This is a massive resource. Save this video to your favorites, come back to it every day, and most importantly, shadow every sentence you hear. Are you ready to stop sounding like a beginner and become a native-level speaker? Let's begin your journey. I am so incredibly happy you are here today because we are going to master the one skill that every language learner dreams of. We are going to learn how to speak English fluently and confidently. I know exactly how you feel. You have been studying for years. You have the books, the apps, and the grammar guides. You understand me right now. But when you are in a real situation, a job interview, a meeting, or just talking to a stranger in a coffee shop, everything changes. Your heart starts racing. Your throat gets tight. You make one small mistake, and suddenly you want to hide. You feel like an outsider. I want to tell you the truth. Fluency is not about being perfect. Fluency is a physical habit and a psychological state. You don't need more grammar. You need a better system to move the English from your brain to your mouth without fear. In this 40-minute masterclass, I am going to give you that system. We will learn how to destroy the perfectionism trap, how to stop translating in your head using the chunking method, and then we will engage in a massive 80-sentence shadowing marathon to build your mouth muscles. By the end of this video, you will have the tools to speak with power and authority. Are you ready to change your life? Let's begin. Part 1. The perfectionism trap. The biggest reason why you are not confident is that you are trying to be perfect. You are afraid of using the wrong preposition or making a mistake with an article. But here is a secret. Native speakers make mistakes all the time. We link words wrong, we use incorrect grammar in casual speech, and we forget words too. Confidence does not come from having no mistakes. Confidence comes from being comfortable with your imperfections. In 2026, our goal is communication, not perfection. When you shadow me today, I want you to focus on my energy. If I sound happy, you sound happy. If I sound firm, you sound firm. We are training your emotional fluency. Part 2. The chunking method. How to speak easily. When you speak slowly, it's usually because you are building sentences word by word. I want to tell you that. This is exhausting for your brain. To speak fluently, you must use chunks. A chunk is a group of words that always live together. Your brain treats a chunk like one single word. Let's practice 20 powerful chunks to warm up your voice. Shadow me with energy. Honestly, I haven't thought about it that way before. It's funny you should say that. I was just thinking the same. I'm really struggling to get my head around this new plan. If you ask me, we should focus on the quality first. I'm afraid I'm a bit tied up at the moment. Can we talk later? I've been meaning to call you all week, but I've been busy. To cut a long story short, it was a very successful meeting. I'll definitely bear that in mind when I make my decision. It's not exactly rocket science, but it is important. I'm really looking forward to seeing the results. To be perfectly honest, I'm quite tired this evening. I completely understand where you are coming from. I was wondering if you could possibly give me some advice? Is less than #6. 5 is greater than. It sounds like you've had a very hectic week, haven't you? Actually, if you don't mind, I'd like to add something here. Let's just play it by ear and see what the weather is like. I was completely taken aback by his sudden reaction. It goes without saying that your hard work is appreciated. I'm absolutely chuffed with how everything turned out. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you again very soon. Part 3. Native British Fillers. How to buy time. The most confident speakers are not those who speak fast. They are those who know how to manage silence. If you say or you sound nervous. If you use native filler phrases, you sound in control. These phrases buy your brain 2 seconds of thinking time. Let's practice 10 essential time buyers. Copy my calm and professional rhythm. Well, to be perfectly honest with you, that's a very interesting question. Let me think for a second. As far as I'm concerned, the situation is quite simple. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that we need a new plan. At the end of the day, it all comes down to the final results. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we discuss this before? To be fair, we haven't had much time to prepare for this. The thing is, I'm not sure that is the best approach right now. From my perspective, the benefits of this are very clear. In my humble opinion, we should wait until next Monday. Part 4. The Master Shadowing Marathon. Now, we enter the core of our workout. 80 sentences covering social, life, business, and emotions. This marathon is designed to build your English reflex. Do not stop. Do not be quiet. Speak out loud and proud. Let's begin. Section A. Social confidence. Hello! It's such a pleasure to finally meet you in person. What have you been up to lately? It feels like ages. I'm originally from Spain, but I've lived in London for years. How are you finding the atmosphere of the city so far? Do you fancy grabbing a bite to eat after the session? I'm really enjoying this conversation. Thank you for your time. It's been a while since I've seen such a beautiful view. I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that. Could you repeat it? No worries at all. I completely understand your point. I'm absolutely chuffed that you could make it today. To be honest, I've been a bit under the weather lately. I'm over the moon that the project was such a success. It's been a pleasure catching up with you again, Mark. So, what do you usually get up to on the weekends? That sounds like a fantastic way to spend your spare time. I was completely blown away by the quality of the service. Let's just play it by ear and see how we feel on Sunday. I'm looking forward to seeing you again very soon. Take care of yourself and have a safe journey home. It's not exactly rocket science, but it does require focus. Add 10 more social sentences. Section B. Professional speed. I'd like to kick off the meeting by reviewing the agenda. To be fair, we need more time to analyze the market data. I'm confident that we can reach a fair compromise by Friday. Could you please clarify your position on the new budget? I'll get back to you with a full update by the end of play. We need to make sure everyone is on the same page here. I'm happy to take the lead on this particular task. Let's touch base later this afternoon to discuss the details. I believe we should think outside the box for a solution. I'm afraid I have to disagree with you on that point. It's a bit of a long shot, but I think the board will agree. I've got a lot on my plate, but I can spare 5 minutes. It goes without saying that your feedback is very vital. I'm looking forward to collaborating with your team. I'll definitely bear your suggestions in mind for the future. I'm absolutely spent after that long presentation today. We need to look at the big picture before we decide. I'm not entirely sure I understand the new office policy. Could you run those figures by me one more time, please? Shall we call it a day and finish the rest tomorrow? Add 10 more business sentences. Section C. Complex thinking. In my humble opinion, we need to address this issue now. I'm inclined to agree with the general consensus on this. It's a highly controversial topic, don't you think? I think it's important to take his advice with a pinch of salt. The government really needs to address the housing crisis. I'm not entirely convinced that this plan is sustainable. It goes without saying that education is the key to success. I've been giving it some thought, and I've decided to move. You can't just ignore the problem and hope it disappears. It's high time we started taking our health seriously. From my perspective, the benefits far outweigh the risks. I was completely taken aback by his sudden reaction today. It's a bit of a touchy subject, so let's tread carefully. I couldn't agree more with the points you've just raised. I'm really looking forward to seeing the final results. I'm absolutely exhausted after this intensive workout. Don't jump to conclusions before you have all the facts. It was such a relief to finally get that report finished. I'm so proud of how far you've come with your English. Keep practicing, and you will achieve your dreams. Add 10 more advanced sentences. Part 5. Story Mode. How confidence changed everything. Now, let's put it all together. Imagine our friend Clara. Clara was a talented architect who had just moved to London. She was brilliant, but she was terrified of speaking English. Every morning, she would stand in front of the mirror and worry about her accent. She felt like an imposter. One day, Clara decided to follow the Confidence Masterclass. She stopped trying to be perfect. She started using chunks and native fillers. 3 months later, Clara had to give a presentation to 10 senior partners. Usually, she would be shaking. No сегодня всё было по-другому. When a partner interrupted her with a difficult question about the materials, Clara didn't panic. She used a time buyer. She smiled and said, "Well, that's a very interesting point. Let me think about the best way to explain our sustainability strategy." While she said those words, her brain found the technical English she needed. She spoke with rhythm. She used phrases like, "as far as I'm concerned," and "to be fair." By the end of the meeting, the partners weren't looking at her accent. They were looking at her vision. Clara realized that fluency isn't about having 0 mistakes, it's about having 0 fear. She walked out of that office, feeling like a professional speaker. She was over the moon. Part 6. Your 30-day confidence habit. If you want the same results as Clara, you need a daily system. Here is your plan for the next 30 days. Number 1. The mirror mantra. Every morning, look at yourself and say 3 confident sentences out loud. I am a speaker. My mistakes help me grow. I am learning every day. Number 2. The shadowing workout. Watch this video twice a week. Focus on my rhythm and the connections between words. Build your mouth muscles. Number 3. The one phrase goal. Every day, use one advanced phrase from this video in your life. Even if it is just a message on LinkedIn, or a comment on YouTube. Part 7. Rapid Fire Memory Challenge. Let's check your reaction speed. I will say the basic idea, and you must say the advanced British chunk. I will do it later. I'll get round to it. I am very happy. I'm over the moon. I agree with you. I see eye to eye with you. I am very busy. I've got a lot on my plate. It is easy. It's a walk in the park. I am very surprised. I'm completely taken aback. Conclusion. Congratulations! You have just completed 40 minutes of high-intensity fluency and confidence training. I can already hear the difference in your voice. Remember, speaking English is a journey, not a destination. You are already a speaker. Every time you open your mouth, you are becoming a more confident version of yourself. Don't let fear stop you. Dive deep, keep practicing, and stay confident. I have a small task for you. Write the words "I am confident" in the comments. If you finished the whole marathon today, I will read every single comment and send you my support. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the English Deep Dive, and share this with a friend who needs a boost of confidence. I am so proud of your progress. I am so glad you are here today, because we are going to fix the most painful problem in the world of English learning. Have you ever had this experience? You have studied English for years. You know the grammar. You can read a book perfectly. You understand your English teacher when they speak slowly. But then, you turn on a British movie, or you walk into a busy pub in London, and suddenly you are lost. It sounds like everyone is speaking a secret code. It sounds like one long, fast, messy noise. You feel stupid. You ask yourself, why are they so fast? Is my English really that bad? I want to tell you the truth. They are not speaking faster than me. They are just connecting their words. Traditional schools teach you robot English. They teach you to say, "What is your name?" as 4 separate blocks. But a native speaker is efficient. We are lazy with our mouths. We don't like to stop our breath. We smash words together. We delete sounds. We change sounds. If you are only listening to slow, clear English, your ears are not trained for the real world. You are like a swimmer who only practices in a bathtub, and now you are trying to swim in the ocean. In this masterclass, I am going to teach you the 7 secret rules of connected speech. We will look at the physics of how British people actually talk. Then, we will engage in a massive shadowing marathon. And finally, we will listen to the same story at 3 different speeds. By the end of this video, your ears will open up. You will start to hear the individual words inside the fast noise. Are you ready to understand fast English? Let's dive deep. Part 1. Secret number 1. The chain effect. Linking. In robot English, words are like bricks. They are separate. In native English, words are like a chain. When a word ends with a consonant and the next starts with a vowel, we link them. We don't stop the air. Instead of turn, it, on, we say ni, ton. If you are waiting to hear 3 separate words, your brain will get confused. Let's practice 10 common chains. I will say them slowly, then fast. You shadow the fast version. Pick it up. Pike it up. Check it out. Check it out. Walk away. Walk away. Not at all. Not at all. Find out. Find out. Read a book. Read a book. Come in. Come in. Think about it. Think about it. Laugh at it. Laugh at it. Stop it. Stop it. Part 2. Secret number 2. Disappearing. Sounds. Elision. Native speakers hate the letters T and D when they are in the middle of other consonants. We find them difficult to say, so we simply delete them. We don't say next week, we say next week. The T vanishes. We don't say sandwich, we say sandwich. If your brain is waiting for that T or D, you will feel like you missed a word. Let's practice 10 phrases where the sounds disappear. Next week. Next week. Best friend. Best friend. Stand by. Stangent by. Sandwich. Sandwich. Must go. Must go. Kept talking. Kept talking. Handmade. Handmade. Gold mine. Gold mine. Old man. Old man. Just for fun. Juice for fun. Part 3. Secret number 3. Word smashing. Assimilation. This is a major trap. When two sounds meet, they create a new sound. In British English, T plus Y usually becomes a CH sound. D plus Y becomes a J sound. Don't you becomes don chu. Did you becomes die ju. If you are listening for did you will never hear it. You must listen for did you. Don't you like it? Don't you like it? Did you see her? Did you see her? Would you mind? Would you mind? Meet you later. Meet you later. Could you help? Could you help? What you doing? What you doing? Education. Education. Situation. Situation. Bless you, bless you. Can't you see? Can't you see? Part 4. Secret number 4. Intrusion. The hidden sounds. This is a very specific British secret. When two vowels meet, we often add a R, W, or J sound in the middle to help them slide. The most famous is the intrusive R. Law and order becomes law, R, and order. We also have the intrusive W. Go away becomes go away. This keeps the flow moving. Let's practice. Law and order. Law or order. I saw it. I saw it. The idea of it. The idea RUV it. Media interest. Media are interest. Anna and Elsa. Anna run Elsa. China and Japan. China on Japan. Do it. Do it. Go away. Go away. Pizza and pasta. Pizza and pasta. Vanilla ice cream. Vanilla or ice cream. Part 5. Secret number 5. Weak forms and the schwa. In English, some words are important, nouns, verbs, and some are just grammar glue, to, for, a, and. We stress the important words, and we crush the grammar words. We turn them into a tiny sound called the schwa. I want to go to the shop becomes I want to go to the shop. If you are looking for clear to sounds, you will think the speaker is too fast. Let's practice 10 weak form sentences. I'm going to work. I'm going to work. This is for you. This is for you. A cup of tea. A cuppa tea. Bread and butter. Bread and butter. I can see it. I kan see it. Tell her to wait. Tell her to wait. Some of them. Some of them. He was late. He was late. It's at the top. It's ut the. Give it to me. Give it to me. Part 6. Secret number 6. H dropping. In casual British English, we often delete the H at the start of small words, like he, him, and her, instead of I like him, we say, I like him. It links perfectly with the previous consonant. I like him, I like him. Tell her, tell her. What's his name? What's his name? I have it. I've of it. Should have. Should vi. Would have. Would vi. Give him a call. Give him a call. Ask her later. Ask her later. He's at home. He's at home. Take his bag. Take his bag. Part 7. Secret number 7. Stress-timed rhythm. English is a stress-timed language. This means the time between stressed words is always the same. We squeeze the small words to fit the rhythm. This creates a bouncy music. If you don't hear the bounce, you lose the meaning. Let's practice the rhythm. Cats chase mice. The cats will chase the mice. The cats might have been chasing the mice. Notice how they all take the same time. Part 8. The Master Shadowing Marathon. Now, we enter the core of our transformation. I have prepared 60 sentences covering every part of your life. We will use all 7 secrets. Focus on the RH-withe, not the spelling. Do not read Mimic My Flow. I'm really looking forward to the weekend. Could you pass me a bottle of water, please? To be honest, I've had a lot on my plate lately. Don't you think it's a bit chilly out there? I've been meaning to get round to fixing that. To cut a long story short, we missed the bus. I can't quite get my head around the new rules. It's not exactly rocket science, is it? I'll definitely bear that in mind for next time. Did you manage to find out what happened? I saw it on the news early this morning. We need to make sure everyone's on the same page. I'm absolutely chuffed with the final result. It's a bit of a long shot, but it might work. I'm afraid I'm a bit tied up at the moment. Let's just play it by ear and see what happens. I completely forgot that I had an appointment. Do you fancy grabbing a bite to eat later? I'm over the moon about my new promotion. To be fair, it wasn't really my fault today. I'll get back to you by the end of play. We need to think outside the box for this one. I'm struggling to keep up with the workload. Could you please clarify your last point? It goes without saying that we need to be careful. I was completely blown away by the presentation. Let's touch base later this afternoon. I haven't got the foggiest idea where he is. Hold your horses. We need to check the data. It's a bit of a touchy subject, isn't it? I'm absolutely spent after that long shift. What have you been up to since we last met? I'm originally from Spain, but I live in London. How are you finding the weather here so far? It's been ages since I've seen such a nice day. I'd love to hear more about your recent trip. No worries at all. I completely understand. What do you usually get up to on Sundays? That sounds like a fantastic way to spend time. I was completely taken aback by his reaction. I'm inclined to agree with the general consensus. It's a highly controversial topic, don't you think? I think it's important to take his advice with a pinch of salt. The government needs to address the housing crisis. I'm not entirely convinced that this is sustainable. It's high time we started taking our health seriously. From my perspective, the benefits far outweigh the risks. I couldn't agree more with what you just said. I'm really looking forward to seeing the final results. Don't jump to conclusions before you have the facts. I usually kick off my morning with a cup of tea. I need to get a move on or I'll be late for work. I'm just going to check my emails very quickly. I need to get round to cleaning the kitchen. I'll just grab my keys and head out the door. I wonder what the weather will be like tonight. I'm feeling a bit peckish. I might have a snack. I'll be there in 10 minutes, I promise. I'm so proud of how far you've come this year. Keep practicing, and you will achieve your dreams. Part 9. The 3-Level Listening Challenge. Now, let's test your progress. I'm going to read a short story about a morning in London. I will read it 3 times. Version 1 is slow. Version 2 is natural. Version 3 is native flow. Listen to how the words vanish as I get faster. Story text. Yesterday morning, I woke up at 8. I wanted a cup of tea, but I had run out of milk. So I walked to the shop. I ran into my best friend, Jack. He asked, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm in a rush. I have to get to work." He laughed and said, "Take it easy." Version 1. Slow. Version 2. Natural. Version 3. Native flow. Part 10. Your daily ear training plan. If you want to understand native speakers, you must train your ears every day. Here is your 30-day challenge. Number 1. The lazy mouth drill. Every day, choose one sentence from the marathon and say it as lazily as possible. Link every word. Number 2. The shadowing workout. Watch this video twice a week. Repetition is how you build the automatic reflex. Number 3. No subtitles. For 5 minutes every day, watch a native British video without subtitles. Try to hear the chains. Conclusion. Congratulations! You have just completed 40 minutes of high-intensity listening training. Your ears might feel a bit tired, and that is a great sign. It means you are breaking your old habits. Remember, understanding native speakers is a skill of the ears, not just the brain. The more you listen for the connections, the more the noise will turn into clear English. I am so glad you are here today, because we are going to fix a problem that makes English learners feel like they are walking through thick mud. Let's talk about English tenses. There are 12 of them. 12! And you have probably spent hundreds of hours studying them in school. You know the formulas. You can do the grammar exercises in your book. But then, you open your mouth to speak, and your brain freezes. You ask yourself, should I say, I have gone, or I went? Is it I'm doing, or I do? While you are thinking about grammar rules, the conversation is moving past you. You feel slow. You feel frustrated. You feel like a beginner. I want to tell you a secret. Native British speakers do not think about grammar tables when they speak. We don't have a map of 12 tenses in our heads. We use a tense reflex. And even more importantly, we don't use all 12 tenses. In 90% of our daily lives, we only use 5. In this 45-minute intensive masterclass, I am going to teach you the logic of these 5 essential tenses. I will show you how to feel the time instead of calculating it. Then, we will engage in a massive 60-sentence shadowing marathon to build your grammar reflex. And finally, we will listen to a story that uses all these tenses naturally. By the end of this video, you will stop overthinking and start speaking. Let's dive deep. Part 1. The reality check. Why 12 is too many. If you try to master all 12 tenses at once, you will master none of them. To be fluent, you need to be perfect at the big 5. These are present simple, present continuous, past simple, present perfect, and future with going to. If you can use these 5 correctly, you can survive and thrive in any situation, from a pub in London to a business meeting in Manchester. Let's look at the first one, the present simple. This is your reality. We use this for things that are always true, habits, and permanent situations. It is static. It doesn't move. Shadowing practice. I live in London. I work for a large marketing agency. He speaks English very well. We usually drink tea in the morning. The sun rises in the east. I love walking in the park. She doesn't like spicy food. Do you work on Saturdays? It takes 40 minutes to get there. Water boils at 100 degrees. Part 2. Tense. Number 2. The present continuous. This is the flow. We use this for things happening around now. It is dynamic. It is moving. It is also very common for future plans. Shadowing practice. I am learning British English right now. She is working on a big project this week. We are looking for a new apartment. It's raining quite hard outside. Are you listening to me? I'm meeting a friend for lunch tomorrow. What are you doing this evening? They are building a new office nearby. I'm feeling a bit tired today. He is currently studying for his exams. Part 3. Tense number 3. The past simple. This is your history. This is for actions that are finished. They are in a box. They are over. We always know when it happened. Shadowing practice. I went to the cinema yesterday. We finished the report last Friday. She called me an hour ago. He lived in Manchester for 10 years. I bought a new car last month. We had a wonderful dinner together. I didn't see you at the party. Where did you go for your holiday? The meeting lasted for 2 hours. It was a very difficult day. Part 4. Tense number 4. The present perfect. This is the bridge. This is the hardest tense for students, but the logic is simple. It is a bridge between the past and the present. We use it when the time is not important, but the result is. Or when an action started in the past and continues now. Shadowing practice. I have lost my keys. She has lived here since 2010. I have already seen that movie. Have you ever been to London? We have made a lot of progress recently. I've known him for ages. They haven't finished the work yet. Has he called you today? I have never tried fish and chips. We have just arrived at the station. Part 5. Tense number 5. The future, plans and decisions. For daily speaking, we use going to for plans and will for quick decisions or predictions. Shadowing practice. I am going to visit my parents this weekend. We are going to start a new project soon. I think I'll have a cup of tea. It's going to be a very busy day tomorrow. Are you going to join us for dinner? Is less than #5. 5 is greater than. I'll help you with those bags. I'm sure everything will be fine. We are going to move to a new house. I think it will rain later this afternoon. What are you going to do next summer? Part 6. Comparing the logic, simple versus continuous. Many students ask, is it I live or I'm living? I live in London sounds permanent. It is my home. I'm living in London sounds temporary. Maybe for 1 month. Feel the difference. Static versus dynamic. Let's compare past simple and present perfect. I went to Paris in 2015. The time is finished. The box is closed. I have been to Paris. The time is not important. I have the experience now. Part 7. The Master Shadowing Marathon. Now, we enter the core of our transformation. I have prepared 60 sentences that mix these tenses. We will cover daily life, work, and travel. Focus on the RHYTHM. Don't think about the rules mimic my voice and my emotion. Let's begin the marathon. I usually wake up at 7, but today I'm sleeping in. I've lived in this city for 5 years, and I love it. We went to the park yesterday because the weather was lovely. I'm going to meet my best friend for lunch on Saturday. Have you finished that report for the manager yet? I'm currently working on a very interesting presentation. She has already moved to her new office downtown. I didn't see you at the meeting this morning. Were you ill? We are going to travel across Europe next summer. To be honest, I haven't had much time to relax lately. He works from home on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Look, it's starting to snow outside. I've known Mark since we were at university together. I called her 3 times, but she didn't answer. What are you going to do about the broken computer? I'm absolutely chuffed with the progress we've made. I usually take the bus, but today I'm walking. Have you ever tried traditional British fish and chips? We settled the deal after a long negotiation last night. I'm really looking forward to seeing you next week. To be fair, I think we should wait for more information. I haven't got the foggiest idea where I put my keys. He was completely taken aback by the news yesterday. We are going to have a big family reunion next July. I'm feeling a bit under the weather at the moment. Did you manage to find out what happened at the office? I've been giving it some thought, and I've decided to stay. It goes without saying that your feedback is important. I was sitting in a cafe when I ran into an old friend. I'm absolutely spent after that 12-hour shift. How long have you been studying British English? I'm afraid I can't help you with that right now. The meeting starts at 9 o'clock sharp tomorrow. I've already sent the email to the client. Don't worry. What were you doing at 8 o'clock last night? I'm over the moon about my new job promotion. We are going to grab a bite to eat after work. Have you seen the latest episode of that drama? To be perfectly honest, I'm quite tired this evening. I'll definitely bear that in mind for future projects. I usually drink coffee, but today I'm having tea. It's been ages since we last caught up properly. I missed the train because I woke up late this morning. Are you going to take up a new hobby this year? I've heard so many great things about your work. We need to look at the big picture before we decide. I was walking along the beach when it started to rain. Have you ever been on a road trip across Scotland? I'm really looking forward to the holidays in Spain. To be honest, I've had a lot on my plate recently. I didn't catch that. Could you run it by me again? We are going to move into our new house next week. I have lived here all my life, and I know it well. What are you planning to do for your birthday? I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with the results. I was completely blown away by the performance. Let's just play it by ear and see what happens. I've been meaning to call you for a long time. Take care of yourself and have a safe journey home. I'm so proud of how far you've come with your English. Part 8. Story Mode. A Weekend in Brighton. Now, let's test your ears. I'm going to tell you a story about a trip to the seaside. Pay attention to how I move between the past, the present, and the future. Try to feel the changes in time. Last weekend, I went to Brighton for a short break. I hadn't been there for years, so I was very excited. When I arrived, the sun was shining and many people were walking along the pier. I have always loved the atmosphere of Brighton. It feels so alive. I spent Saturday afternoon exploring the narrow streets called the Lanes. I bought some beautiful vintage books and drank a lot of coffee in a small cafe. Currently, I am sitting on the train back to London. I am feeling a bit tired, but very happy. Next weekend, I am going to stay at home. I have had enough excitement for 1 month. I think I'll just relax and read my new books. Part 9. Your 30-day grammar reflex plan. If you want to stop overthinking, you need a daily habit. Grammar is a muscle, and you need to train it. Number 1. The daily narrative. Every evening, spend 2 minutes narrating your day to yourself in the mirror. Say, "Today I went to work. Now I am cooking dinner. Tomorrow I am going to see my friend." Number 2. The shadowing workout. Watch this video, or parts of it, twice a week. Focus especially on the present perfect section, as it is the most important for sounding native. Number 3. The 1 tense day. Choose 1 tense, like the present continuous. Try to use it at least 5 times during the day in different situations. Part 10. The Rapid Fire Memory Challenge. Let's check your reaction speed. I will say a time marker, and you must say the tense that usually goes with it. I will give you the answer after a short pause. Yesterday, past simple. Since 2010, present perfect. Right now, present continuous. Every day, present simple. Next week, future going to. Already, present perfect. 2 hours ago, past simple. At the moment, present continuous. Conclusion. Congratulations! You have just completed intensive grammar and fluency training. Your brain might feel a bit heavy, and that is a wonderful sign of growth. Remember, grammar is not a cage. It is a set of tools to help you express your true self. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be clear. The more you shadow, the more these tenses will become a natural reflex in your brain. I have a small task for you. Pick one tense we studied today and write a sentence about your life in the comments. Let me ask you a question. When you speak, are you consistent? Do you use a British accent but American vocabulary? Do you use American grammar but British spelling? This is what I call the English fruit salad. While native speakers will still understand you, mixing these two versions of English can make you sound less professional, less articulate, and more confused. It shows that your learning has been accidental, rather than intentional. The world of English is divided by a vast ocean, and as the famous saying goes, Britain and America are two nations divided by a single language. Today, we are going to bridge that ocean. I have compiled a list of over 100 major differences in vocabulary, spelling, grammar, and pronunciation. This is a 40-minute intensive masterclass. It is not just a video, it is a complete resource. By the end of this session, you will have a clear map of the English language in your mind. You will be able to choose your path, British or American, and stick to it with native-level confidence. Are you ready to stop the confusion? Let's dive deep. Part 1. The Vocabulary Battle. This is where most students get tripped up. You might think you are asking for a simple item, but in the wrong country, no one knows what you mean. Or worse, you might say something embarrassing. Let's practice 60 of the most common vocabulary shifts. I will say the British word first, then the American equivalent. Listen and repeat after me. Autumn, fall. Flat, apartment. Lift, elevator. Trousers, pants. Underwear, panties or shorts. Biscuits, cookies. Scones, biscuits. Chips, fries. Crisps, chips. Petrol, gas. Lorry, truck. Pavement, sidewalk. Motorway, highway, underground, subway, cinema, movie theatre, film, movie, rubbish, garbage or trash, dustbin, trash can, tap, faucet, torch, flashlight, chemist, drugstore or pharmacy, plaster, band-aid, holiday, vacation, trainers, sneakers, jumper, sweater, wardrobe, closet, nappy, diaper, dummy, pacifier, post, mail, bill, check in a restaurant. Note, bill, money. Queue, line. Shop, store. Sweet, candy. Aubergine, eggplant. Courgette, zucchini. Coriander, cilantro. Maize, corn. Tin, can. Bonnet, hood of a car. Boot, trunk of a car. Windscreen, windshield. Indicator, turn signal. Rubber, eraser. CV, resume. Timetable, schedule. Football, soccer. Pitch, field. Handbag, purse. Wallet, billfold. Holiday home, vacation home. Garden, yard. Holiday maker, vacationer. Public toilet, restroom. Ground floor, first floor. First floor, second floor. Takeaway, take out. Pyjamas, pajamas. postman, mailman. Shop assistant, sales clerk. Part 2. Spelling secrets. If you are writing an email, a report, or a message on LinkedIn, your spelling is your signature. You must decide if you are using the Oxford Dictionary or the Webster Dictionary. Mixing them is a sign of a beginner. The biggest rule is the our versus or rule. British English loves the you. American English removed it to be more efficient. Shadowing. Colour, colour. Honour, honour. Labour, labour. Neighbour, neighbour. Humour, humour. Favourite, favourite. Then we have the ice versus ice rule. In Britain, we use S more often, although Z is technically allowed. In America, Z is mandatory. Shadowing, realise, realise. Organise, organise. Apologise, apologise. Recognise, recognise. And let's look at the re versus ending. Shadowing, centre, centre. Theatre, theatre. Meter, meter. Finally, the double L rule, which is very important. British English doubles the L when adding suffixes like ed or eng, regardless of stress. Shadowing, cancelled, cancelled. Travelling, travelling. Modelling, modelling. Part 3. The grammar divide. American English is often more direct and simplified. British English is more traditional and uses the present perfect much more frequently to describe recent actions. In America, you might hear, I already ate. In Britain, we must say, I have already eaten. Shadowing, I already ate lunch. I have already eaten lunch. Did you finish your work yet? Have you finished your work yet? I lost my keys. I have lost my keys. We also differ with collective nouns. In Britain, a team can be plural. In America, it is always singular, shadowing. The team are playing well. The team is playing well. And prepositions, these are vital for natural flow. Shadowing. At the weekend. On the weekend. In a team. On a team. Monday to Friday. Monday through Friday. Talk to someone. Talk with someone. And let's not forget the word gotten. Americans love it. British people almost never use it. We just say got. Shadowing. It has gotten much colder. It has got much colder. Part 4. Pronunciation Surgery. This is where the real deep dive happens. This is what people hear before they even understand your words. The biggest difference is rhoticity. American English is rhotic, meaning they pronounce the R sound at the end of words. British English is non-rhotic. We replace the R with a soft sound, known as the schwa. Let's practice the contrast. Focus on the end of the word. Shadowing. Ka strong. Ka soft. Better strong. Better soft. Teacher strong. Teacher soft. Paper strong. Paper soft. Then we have the A sound. In the north of the UK and America, it is a short A, like in cat. In southern British English, it is a long, deep R, shadowing. Bath, shorter. Bath, long, Class, shorter. Class, long Dance short, dance long, And the legendary T sound. As we have learned in our other lessons, Americans turn it into a soft D. Brits keep it sharp or use a glottal stop. Shadowing, wada, water. Button, button. Little, little. Beautiful, beautiful. Part 5. Story Mode. Simon's first day in New York. Now, it is time to relax your mouth and open your ears. I am going to tell you a story about a British man named Simon who visits New York for the very first time. Try to hear the vocabulary confusion in his day. Simon arrived at the airport in New York, feeling a bit tired after the long flight. He wanted to go to his apartment, but he accidentally called it a flat when speaking to the official. He then asked the taxi driver, "Could you please put my luggage in the boot?" The driver looked confused and said, "The what, buddy?" Simon corrected himself quickly. "I mean the trunk." On the way to the city, Simon realized he was incredibly hungry. He saw a sign for biscuits and ordered some, expecting a sweet, crunchy cookie to go with a cup of tea. Instead, the waiter brought him a salty, heavy bread roll covered in gravy. He was absolutely taken aback, but he didn't want to be rude, so he ate it anyway. Later that evening, Simon wanted to go to the cinema to see a new film, but he realized he had run out of petrol. He stopped at a gas station and asked the clerk where the lift was so he could get to the restroom on the second floor. The clerk laughed and said, "We call that an elevator here, and the restroom is just around the corner." Simon then tried to cross the street, looking for the pavement, but he remembered he should call it the sidewalk. He saw a child with a dummy and almost called it a pacifier, but he was getting confused. By the end of the day, Simon was absolutely spent. He went to his room, took off his trousers, and put on his pajamas. He realized that even though they speak the same language, he felt like he was on another planet. Part 6. Shadowing Marathon. 40 contrast sentences. Now, we enter the final workout. We are going to practice 40 sentences. I will say the British version, and I want you to shadow it with a perfect British accent. Focus on the sharp T's, the silent R's, and the specific British words. I'll meet you at the weekend for some fish and chips. Have you finished your cup of tea yet? I need to put some petrol in the car before we set off. It's been ages since I've been to the cinema. I'm absolutely chuffed that the weather is brightening up. Would you mind standing in the queue for a moment, please? I left my blue jumper in the wardrobe this morning. The lift is broken, so we'll have to take the stairs. Can I have the bill, please? We're in a bit of a rush. I've just realised that I've lost my mobile phone. The rubbish bin is completely full. Could you empty it? I'm really looking forward to my holiday in October. Pass me the rubber. I've made a mistake in my notebook. He's a bit of a direct person, isn't he? I'm feeling a bit under the weather today, to be honest. The motorway was absolutely packed this afternoon. I'll get back to you with the results by the end of play. Honestly, I haven't got the foggiest idea what he meant. To cut a long story short, we missed the underground train. I'm over the moon about my new flat in West London. Could you please turn on the tap? I need to wash my hands. I need to buy a new pair of trainers for the gym. The biscuits are in the tin, on the top shelf of the cupboard. I've been learning English for 10 years, and I'm still learning. It's not exactly rocket science. Just follow the instructions. I'll definitely bear your advice in mind for the future. Do you fancy grabbing a quick bite to eat after work? I'm struggling to get my head around the new schedule. We see eye to eye on most things, thankfully. Take care of yourself and have a brilliant weekend. I'm afraid I won't be able to make it to the party on Friday. Is there any chance you could lend me a hand with this bag? I was completely blown away by the beauty of the Highlands. Let's just play it by ear and see what happens later. It's high time we started taking our goals more seriously. I'm absolutely knackered after that 40-minute workout. Could you please clarify what you mean by that? I'm inclined to agree with your perspective on this. It goes without saying that your help is much appreciated. I'm really looking forward to our next deep dive lesson. Conclusion. Well done. You have just completed a massive 40-minute deep dive into the two most popular versions of the English language. This is more work than most students do in an entire month. Remember, there is no right or wrong version. Both British and American English are beautiful, powerful, and global. However, my advice to you as a coach is to pick one path and stay consistent. If you want to sound like a sophisticated professional, don't mix your elevators with your trousers. Choose your accent, master its rules, and speak with pride. If you found this lesson helpful, please click the like button and subscribe to the English Deep Dive. I spend hours researching these subtle nuances. If I had to choose only one word to teach you today, a word that would instantly make you sound more natural, more fluent, and more native, it would be the word get. Think about your English for a moment. When you want to say you bought something, you say, I bought it. When you arrive at work, you say, I arrived. When you understand an idea, you say, I understand. There is nothing wrong with these words. They are grammatically correct. But native British speakers don't use them nearly as much as they use get. We are addicted to this word. We use it for movement, for change, for understanding, and for hundreds of phrasal verbs. In fact, if you mastered only this one word, your listening comprehension would increase by 50% overnight. Today, we are doing a complete surgery on this word. We will look at its 5 core meanings, master 30 essential phrasal verbs, dive into British idioms, and then engage in a massive shadowing marathon. By the end of this 40-minute masterclass, you won't just know the word get. you will be able to live and breathe it. Are you ready to stop using boring verbs? Let's dive deep. Part 1. The 5 Faces of Get. To understand get, you need to see it as a chameleon. It changes its meaning based on the words around it. Let's look at the 5 most common ways we use it. Meaning number 1. Get as obtain or buy. Instead of I bought a new phone, a native says I got a new phone. It is more casual and much more common. Shadowing. I got a new laptop for work yesterday. Shadowing. Where did you get those amazing shoes? Meaning number 2. Get as receive. Instead of I received an email, say I got an email. Shadowing. Did you get my message this morning? Shadowing. She got a beautiful bouquet of flowers for her birthday. Meaning number 3. Get as become change of state. This is the most important meaning for your fluency. We use it for emotions, physical states, and even the weather. Get angry, get tired, get dark, get old. Shadowing. It's starting to get quite chilly outside, isn't it? Shadowing. I always get a bit nervous before a big presentation. Shadowing. We should leave before it gets too dark. Meaning number 4. Get as arrive. Instead of when did you arrive home, say when did you get home? Shadowing. I usually get to the office at 9 o'clock sharp. Shadowing. What time do you think we will get to London? Meaning number 5. Get as understand. Instead of I understand your point, say I get it. It sounds much more native and relaxed. Shadowing. Don't worry. I totally get what you're saying. Shadowing. I didn't get the joke. Could you explain it to me? Part 2. Phrasal verb, surgery. Now, we enter the territory that gives many students nightmares. Phrasal verbs with get. There are hundreds, but you only need to master the top 20 to sound fluent. Let's break them down by category. Category A. Daily routine and movement. Get up. To leave your bed. I usually get up at 7, but I wake up at 6. Get on. To enter a bus, train, or plane. Hurry up! We need to get on the train now. Get off. To leave a bus, train, or plane. I think we need to get off at the next station. Get in. To enter a car or taxi. Please, get in the car. We are already late. Get out. To leave a car or taxi. I'll get out here, just by the park. Category B. Social and professional relationships. Get along with someone. To have a good, Friendly relationship. I really get along with my new manager. I don't get along with my neighbours at all. Get through to someone. To make someone understand you. I'm trying to explain, but I just can't get through to him. Get across. To communicate an idea successfully. I struggled to get my point across during the meeting. Get back at someone. To take revenge. I'm not the kind of person who tries to get back at people. Category C. Work and challenges. Get by. To survive with very little money or knowledge. My English isn't perfect, but I have enough to get by. It's hard to get by on a student budget in London. Get over something. To recover from a cold, a breakup, or a shock. It took me a long time to get over that flu. She is still trying to get over the news of the merger. Get round to something. To finally do something you planned. I finally got round to fixing the garden fence this morning. I'll get round to answering those emails later. Get away with something. To do something wrong and not be punished. He thinks he can get away with lying, but he's wrong. The thief got away with all the jewelry. Get on with it. To continue doing something. Stop complaining and just get on with your work. I need to get on with my chores before the guests arrive. Get out of doing something. To avoid a responsibility or task. I tried to get out of the meeting, but I couldn't. How did you get out of doing the washing up? Part 3. British idioms with get. If you use these, you will instantly move from B2 to C1 in the eyes of a native speaker. To get the hang of it. To learn how to do something difficult. It was difficult at first, but I'm finally getting the hang of it. To get cold feet. To become nervous before a big event and want to cancel. I was going to do the presentation, but I got cold feet at the last minute. To get a grip. To control your emotions and act logically. You need to get a grip and focus on the solution, not the problem. To get out of hand. To lose control of a situation. The party started quietly, but things quickly got out of hand. To get the wrong end of the stick. To misunderstand completely. I think you've got the wrong end of the stick. That's not what I meant. to get on someone's nerves, to annoy someone. That constant tapping sound is really starting to get on my nerves. Part 4. Story Mode. Maria's Hectic Monday. Now, let's see all these words in action. I am going to tell you a story about a woman named Maria who lives in London. Try to visualize the scenes. Maria woke up late because her alarm didn't go off. She realized she had to get a move on or she would be late for her first day at a new job. She got dressed in her best white blazer, got her bag from the chair, and ran out the door. She managed to get on the bus just as the doors were closing. While she was traveling, she got an email from her new boss. She got a bit stressed reading it, but she told herself to get a grip and stay positive. When she finally got to the office building, she realized she had got the wrong end of the stick. The office was actually on the 3rd floor, not the 2nd. She was absolutely spent from running. But she didn't give up. She got in the lift and finally got there just in time. The first meeting was challenging, but Maria got through it. She and her new colleagues got along famously. By the end of the day, Maria got the hang of the new computer system and was over the moon when her manager told her she was doing an exceptional job. She realized that even though the morning was a disaster, she managed to get by and succeed. She was finally getting the life she always wanted in London. Part 5. The Shadowing Marathon. 60 sentences for fluency. Now, we enter the most intensive part of our workout. 60 sentences, no stopping. Focus on the accent, the rhythm, and the word get. Let's begin. I need to get a new pair of shoes for the wedding. Did you get a chance to read my latest report? It's getting quite late. We should probably head home. I got to the station 5 minutes after the train left. I don't get why he's always so grumpy in the morning. I really need to get along better with my sister-in-law. How are you getting on with your new project at work? I'm struggling to get my head around this new software. Can you get me a glass of water from the kitchen, please? I got a lot of beautiful gifts for my birthday this year. It took her months to get over the loss of her pet. I hope I can get round to painting the kitchen soon. He's trying to get out of going to the meeting tonight. Don't worry, you'll get the hang of it eventually. I think I'm getting a cold. I feel a bit under the weather. We need to get a move on, or we'll miss the flight. I got a flat tire on my way to work this morning. Did you get the joke? I thought it was absolutely hilarious. I'm trying to get through to the doctor, but the line is busy. I'll get back to you as soon as I have a final answer. Let's get together for a coffee sometime next week. I got a promotion and a significant pay rise last month. It's hard to get by on such a small salary in London. I got a little bit lost on my way to the new museum. Can you get the door? I think the postman is here. I got a brilliant idea while I was in the shower today. She got married in a beautiful ceremony in the Highlands. I'm getting tired of this constant rain, aren't you? He finally got the message and stopped calling her. I need to get some petrol before we hit the motorway. I got a shock when I saw the price of the electricity bill. Let's get on with the lesson and stop chatting now. I got into a bit of a heated argument with my neighbour. She got a small tattoo of a bird on her wrist. I'm really getting excited about our holiday in Spain. I got a nasty sunburn after a long day at the beach. He got lucky and found a parking space right in front. I need to get some sleep. I'm absolutely knackered. Did you get permission to use that photograph in the ad? I got a headache from staring at the screen for too long. Let's get down to business and discuss the annual budget. I got a phone call from an old school friend this morning. It's hard to get rid of old habits, isn't it? I got a great deal on this coat in the winter sales. He got angry because I was 10 minutes late for lunch. I'm trying to get my life back on track after the move. I got a beautiful view of the city from my hotel window. Did you get a receipt for the coffee you bought? I'm getting better at British English every single day. I got everything I wanted for my birthday this year. I need to get round to cleaning the windows this weekend. How did you get away with making such a huge mistake? I'm trying to get over my fear of public speaking. Let's get on the bus before it starts raining. I got a feeling that today is going to be a great day. Can you help me get this box down from the shelf? I got a lot out of that business conference last month. It's time to get a grip and finish this report. I finally got through the long queue at the supermarket. I'm so glad we got to spend some time together today. Part 6. Rapid Fire Review. Let's check your memory. I will say the boring verb, and you must say the natural British version, using the word get. To buy a car, to get a car. To arrive home, to get home. To understand the point, to get the point. To become angry, to get angry. To receive a letter, to get a letter. To have a good relationship, to get along with. To recover from a cold, to get over a cold. To avoid a task, to get out of a task. Conclusion. Well done. You have just completed a massive 45-minute deep dive into the most important word in the English language. You practiced 60 sentences, mastered phrasal verbs, and learned how to sound like a native professional. Remember, fluency is built one get at a time. Don't try to learn every phrasal verb from this video today. Choose 3 that you like and try to use them in your real life. When you buy something, say, I got it. When you understand something, say, I get it. Let me ask you a question. When you listen to native British speakers in movies, or perhaps when you are walking through the streets of London, does it sound like they are speaking the same language you learned in your textbook? For many students, the answer is no. Textbook English is flat, separate, and perfectly structured. Real British English is a wave of sound. It is a melody where words crash into each other, change their shape, and sometimes disappear completely. Most people think that having an accent is about learning how to pronounce single words, like water or better, but that is not true fluency. Fluency is understanding the surgery of real conversations. It is knowing how we use our tongue, our breath, and our rhythm to connect ideas when we talk to our friends, our colleagues, or a stranger in a shop. Today, we are going to master the British accent through the lens of real-life interaction. We will explore the 3 pillars of British phonetics, simulate a real-life conversation, and then engage in a massive 60-sentence shadowing marathon. This is an intensive masterclass designed to take you from a basic speaker to someone who understands the soul of the United Kingdom. Are you ready to transform your voice? Let's dive deep. Part 1. Pillar 1. The mechanics of the British T. In American English, the letter T often becomes a soft D. They say wada or bedda. To a British ear, this sounds lazy. In the British accent, the T is our anchor. It provides the percussion and the clarity. However, we have 2 types of T. The true T, which is a sharp explosion of air, and the glottal stop, where we stop the air in our throat. In a real conversation, knowing which one to use is the secret to sounding like a native. Let's practice the true T in small conversational chunks. Put your hand in front of your mouth. You should feel a puff of air. Repeat after me. I'm not quite sure about that, to be honest. Could you put the kettle on for some tea? It's a bit chilly in here, isn't it? I'll get back to you with the total later. That is a beautiful bottle of water. Now, let's look at the glottal stop. We use this to move faster. Instead of using the tongue, we close our vocal cords. This happens often before a consonant sound. Listen to the difference. Football. Network. Statement. Not now. I can't do it. Part 2. Pillar 2. The schwa and connected speech. If the British T is the skeleton of our accent, the schwa is the skin. The schwa is the most common sound in British English. It is a very short, lazy sound. In real conversations, we never pronounce small grammar words clearly. We crush them using the schwa so we can focus on the important information. In a real conversation, to becomes t, for becomes f, was becomes was, and becomes un. Let's practice this lazy sound in natural sentences. This is how you stop sounding like a robot. Shadow me. I'm going to the shop for some milk. It was a brilliant day out with the family. What were you planning to do tonight? I've been working to improve my accent. Can you believe it's already October? I'll see you at the station at 10. It's better to wait for the results. I'm looking forward to meeting you. She was absolutely chuffed with the gift. We need to focus on the big picture. Part 3. Pillar 3. The non-rhotic R. This is the most famous part of the British accent. We are non-rhotic. This means we do not pronounce the R sound at the end of words or before a consonant. We replace it with a long vowel or a schwa. Think of the word car. In New York, they say car. In London, we say car. The mouth stays open and relaxed. This creates the elegant, flowing sound of the British accent. Let's practice this silent R in common conversational phrases. Shadow my intonation. My brother is a teacher in London. I'd rather go for a walk in the park. The water in the river is quite cold. I never really liked that computer. See you later. Take care of yourself. Is your father coming to the party? The weather here is always unpredictable. I've lost my wallet somewhere in the garden. She has a very clear way of speaking. Don't worry. Everything will be better tomorrow. Part 4. Real conversation, simulation, the surprise encounter. Now, let's put all 3 pillars together. I am going to read a dialogue between 2 old friends, Alex and Sophie, who run into each other at a train station in London. Listen to the rhythm. Listen to how the sounds connect. Alex. Sophie, is that you? Long time no see. Sophie. Alex. Gosh, it's been ages. What are you getting up to here? Alex. Just waiting for the train to Manchester. I'm absolutely knackered. I've been working all night. Sophie. Fair enough. I'm just off to the city centre to get a new computer. My old one is atrocious. Alex, I hear you. Technology is a nightmare sometimes, isn't it? Sophie, tell me about it. Anyway, we must catch up properly soon. Alex, definitely. I'll give you a bell next week. Take care. Sophie, you too. See you later. Now, I want you to shadow these conversational mini-chunks. Do not just read the words. Copy my energy, my pitch, and my British soul. Long time no see. It's been ages. What are you getting up to? I'm absolutely knackered. Fair enough. My old one is atrocious. Technology is a nightmare. We must catch up properly. I'll give you a bell next week. See you later. Part 5. The Shadowing Marathon. 60 sentences for automatic fluency. Now we enter the main workout. This is the gym for your mouth muscles. We are going to practice 60 sentences divided into 3 categories: social life, professional work, and complex opinions. Remember, do not whisper. Speak out loud. Be athletic with your tongue. Let's go. Section A. Social life. Greetings and feelings. How have you been keeping lately? It was lovely to see you again after all this time. Do you fancy grabbing a coffee this afternoon? I'm really looking forward to the weekend. To be honest, I'm feeling a bit under the weather. What did you get up to last night? I was absolutely chuffed to bits with the news. That's very kind of you. I really appreciate it. It's a small world, isn't it? I haven't seen him for donkey's years. Are you doing anything nice for your birthday? I'm over the moon about my new flat. Give my regards to your family, won't you? It's been a pleasure catching up with you. Take care, and I'll see you very soon. I'm just popping out for a bit. I'll be back shortly. I can't believe it's already 5 o'clock. Honestly, I haven't given it much thought yet. That sounds like a fantastic idea. Let's do it. I'm afraid I can't make it on Friday. Section B. Professional and Office British English. I'd like to kick off the meeting with the budget. I'm absolutely swamped with emails this morning. Let's touch base later to discuss the details. I'm struggling to get my head around the new policy. To be fair, the deadline is a bit tight. I'll get back to you by the end of play today. We need to look at the big picture here. I'm confident that we can find a solution. Could you run those figures by me one more time? I'll bear your suggestions in mind during the review. It's not exactly rocket science, is it? I'm happy to take the lead on this project. I'm afraid I have to disagree with you there. We need to make sure we're all on the same page. Shall we call it a day and finish tomorrow? I'm absolutely spent after that presentation. The report needs to be as precise as possible. I haven't got the foggiest idea why it crashed. To cut a long story short, the deal is off. I'm really looking forward to working with you. Section C. Complex opinions and emotional nuances. In my humble opinion, it's a bit of a long shot. I was completely taken aback by his reaction. It goes without saying that safety is vital. I'm inclined to agree with the general consensus. It's a bit of a touchy subject, so tread carefully. I was blown away by the quality of the work. I think it's important to take it with a pinch of salt. It's high time we started taking this seriously. I've been giving it some thought lately. You can't just ignore the problem, can you? I'm absolutely chuffed with how it turned out. I'm over the moon that you've decided to stay. It's getting quite late. I'd better head off. I really need to get round to tidying my desk. I'm struggling to see eye to eye with him. Honestly, I think it's a walk in the park for you. Take care of yourself and have a great weekend. I'll definitely bear that in mind for the future. I'm really looking forward to our next lesson. I'm so proud of how far you've come today. Part 6. The Music of English. Pitch and intonation. Mastering the sounds is only half the battle. To sound British, you must master the melody. British English is very melodic. We use high and low pitches to show politeness, irony, and excitement. In America, the intonation is often more flat. In Britain, we go up and down like a musical instrument. If your voice is flat, you will sound bored or robotic to a native speaker. Listen to how my voice goes up at the end of a question like, "Are you sure?" and how it falls on a firm statement like, "I'm certain." When you shadow me, try to sing the sentences. Copy the ups and downs. Copy the pauses. This is the secret to sounding native. It is not about speed, it is about rhythm. Part 7. Rapid Fire Accent Check. Let's see how much your ears have improved. I will say a word or phrase in an American accent first, and you must say the British version out loud before I do. Are you ready? Word, water. American, water. British, water. Word, better. American, better. British, better. Word, computer. American, computer. British, computer. Word, 40. American, 40. British, 40. Word, party. American, party. British party. Phrase, butter on the table. American, butter on the table. British, butter on the table. Phrase, city centre. American, city centre. British, city centre. Conclusion. Excellent work today. You have just completed a massive 45-minute deep dive into the soul of the British accent. Your mouth muscles might be tired, your jaw might be aching, but that is a wonderful sign. It means you are growing. Remember, an accent is not a destination, it is a habit. You don't need to be perfect today. You just need to be consistent. If you practice shadowing these 60 sentences every day for 1 week, your voice will transform. You will stop sounding like a beginner and start speaking with true British confidence. British English is a beautiful language, and you are now part of its deep history. Prepositions. Small words like in, on, at, to, and for. Students often ask me, why do we say get in a car, but get on a bus? Why is it arrived at the hotel, but arrived in London? Or why do we say at Christmas, but on Christmas Day? If you try to translate these words directly from your native language, you will make mistakes. Logic often does not work with prepositions. You need to learn them as chunks of sound. You need to train your ears until the correct preposition feels right. In this masterclass, we will use the shadowing technique. I will explain a rule, give you a phrase, and then leave a silent pause. During the pause, you must repeat the phrase out loud. This will program your brain to speak automatically. We have a lot to cover today. Transport, time, place, movement, verbs, and 2 full stories. Are you ready? Let's begin with part 1. Transport rules. There is a simple logic for transport prepositions, and it is related to standing up. Here is the rule. If you can stand up and walk inside the vehicle, use on. If you must sit down and cannot walk around, use in. Let's practice on. Large vehicles. Listen and repeat. I am on the bus. She is on the train to London. We are on the plane. They are on a large ship. There are no seats on the metro. I sat on the top deck of the bus. Now, let's practice in small vehicles. I am in the car. He is waiting in a taxi. Quick, get in the truck. She arrived in a helicopter. There are two exceptions: bikes and horses. You sit on top of them, so we use on. I am riding on my bike. He is on a horse. Part 2. Time prepositions. Imagine a pyramid. AT is at the top. It is for very specific times. Clock time. On is in the middle. It is for days and dates. In is at the bottom. It is for long periods. Months, years, seasons. Let's practice at specific clock time. Repeat after me. I wake up at 7 o'clock. The meeting starts at 5:30. I usually read at night. See you at the weekend. Note, in American English, they say on the weekend, but in British English, we prefer at. At the moment, I am busy. I will see you at lunchtime. Let's practice on specific days and dates. Repeat after me. I work on Mondays. Her birthday is on the 5th of May. See you on Friday morning. We open gifts on Christmas Day. I will visit you on your birthday. The party is on New Year's Eve. Let's practice in long periods. Months, years, seasons. Repeat after me. My birthday is in October. I was born in 1995. We go skiing in the winter. The flowers bloom in the spring. It happened in the 21st century. I like to run in the morning. I relax in the evening. Remember the exception. We say in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, but at night. Part 3. Place and location. AT is for a specific point or a general location. In is for an enclosed space, inside a box. On is for a surface. Let's practice at. General location. Repeat after me. I am at home right now. She is at work. The children are at school. I am waiting at the bus stop. Someone is at the door. I met him at a party. Let's meet at the entrance. Let's practice in, inside a space. Repeat after me. I am in the kitchen cooking. The keys are in my pocket. She lives in London. He is in the garden. The milk is in the fridge. I read it in a book. There is a lot of sugar in this coffee. Let's practice on surfaces. Repeat after me. The book is on the table. There is a beautiful picture on the wall. I live on the second floor. He sat on the grass. Look at the menu on the screen. There is a stain on your shirt. Part 4. Prepositions of movement. Direction. This is often difficult for learners. We use these prepositions when we are moving from one place to another: to, into, out of, through, along, across. Let's practice to destination. I am going to work. She went to the cinema. Let's go to bed. Exception. We never say to home. We just say go home. I am going home now. Let's practice into and out of, entering and leaving. He walked into the room. Get into the car. She took the phone out of her bag. I walked out of the shop. Let's practice through. Like a tunnel. We drove through the tunnel. The bird flew through the window. We walked through the park. Let's practice along. Following a line. We walked along the beach. Drive along this road for 5 miles. Let's practice across. From one side to the other. He swam across the river. Be careful when you walk across the street. Part 5. Adjectives and verbs with prepositions. This is a very important section for fluency. Many English words are married to a specific preposition. You cannot separate them. Good AT, bad AT. 4 skills. I am good at cooking. He is bad at math. Are you good at tennis? Interested in. I am interested in history. She is interested in learning English. Afraid of. I am afraid of spiders. He is afraid of the dark. Married to, not with. She is married to a doctor. He is married to my sister. Proud of. My parents are proud of me. I am proud of my progress. Listen to. Please listen to me. I like listening to music. Wait for. I am waiting for the bus. Who are you waiting for? Look, AT. Look at that beautiful bird. Stop looking at me. Depend on. It depends on the weather. I depend on my parents. Agree with. I agree with you. She doesn't agree with the plan. Part 6. Technology and Media. When we talk about electronic devices, screens, or the internet, we almost always use on. Repeat after me. I saw it on TV yesterday. I heard a great song on the radio. She is on the phone right now. I found this information on the internet. Visit our page on Facebook. I am watching a video on YouTube. I have the file on my laptop. Part 7. Common mistakes. Let's correct some very frequent errors. Mistake number 1. Arrive. We never say arrive to. We say arrive in for cities and countries. We say arrive at for specific buildings or places. Repeat the correct versions. We arrived in London at 6 p.m. They arrived in France last week. I arrived at the hotel early. She arrived at the airport late. Mistake number 2. End. In the end means finally or after a long time. At the end means the last part of something. Repeat the correct versions. In the end, we decided to go home. I cried at the end of the movie. Part 8. Story analysis number 1. The business trip. Now, let's test your listening. I am going to tell you a story about a business trip. This story contains many prepositions of time, place, and transport. First, I will read the full story naturally. Then, we will shadow it sentence by sentence. Listen carefully. On Monday morning, I woke up at 5 a.m. I was very tired, but I had to go to a conference in Manchester. I got in my car and drove to the train station. I waited at the platform for 20 minutes. Finally, I got on the train. On the train, I worked on my laptop and drank coffee. I arrived in Manchester at noon. The conference was at a big hotel in the city centre. I met my colleagues in the lobby. We were interested in the new marketing strategy. At night, we had dinner at a nice restaurant. We sat on the terrace because it was warm. In the end, it was a successful trip. Now, let's practice. I will say one sentence. You repeat it in the pause. Pay attention to the prepositions. On Monday morning, I woke up at 5 a.m. I was very tired, but I had to go to a conference in Manchester. I got in my car and drove to the train station. I waited at the platform for 20 minutes. Finally, I got on the train. On the train, I worked on my laptop and drank coffee. I arrived in Manchester at noon. The conference was at a big hotel in the city centre. I met my colleagues in the lobby. We were interested in the new marketing strategy. At night, we had dinner at a nice restaurant. We sat on the terrace because it was warm. In the end, it was a successful trip. Part 9. Story Analysis. Number 2. A Holiday in Spain. Let's do one more story to practice movement and location. Listen first. Last summer, I went to Spain on holiday. We stayed in a small village near the sea. Every morning, we walked along the beach and swam in the ocean. One day, we drove through the mountains. We stopped at a small cafe for lunch. The food was on the table in 5 minutes. We sat at the table for hours, talking and laughing. On the last day, we got on a boat and sailed across the bay. It was beautiful. Now, repeat after me. Last summer, I went to Spain on holiday. We stayed in a small village near the sea. Every morning, we walked along the beach. And we swam in the ocean. One day, we drove through the mountains. We stopped at a small cafe for lunch. The food was on the table in 5 minutes. We sat at the table for hours, talking and laughing. On the last day, we got on a boat. And we sailed across the bay. It was beautiful. Part 10. Rapid Fire Quiz. I will say a sentence with a missing word. You have 2 seconds to guess the preposition in, on, or at, and then I will say the correct answer. Sentence. I will see you Tuesday. Answer. On Tuesday. Sentence. My birthday is August. Answer. In August. Sentence. He is sitting the bus. Answer. On the bus. Sentence. Let's meet the cinema. Answer. At the cinema. Sentence. The picture is the wall. Answer. On the wall. Sentence. I was born 1999. Answer. In 1999. Sentence. I go to sleep. Night. Answer. At night. Sentence. She is good playing piano. Answer. Good at playing piano. Sentence. I read it. The newspaper. Answer. In the newspaper. Sentence. I am interested. Art. Answer. Interested in art. Conclusion. Well done. Prepositions are difficult because there are so many small rules. but remember the main logic. Transport. Walk equals on. Sit equals ein. Time. Clock equals at. Day equals on. Month divided by year equals in. Place. Point equals at. Surface equals on. Box equals in. The more you practice shadowing, the more natural these will feel. You won't have to think about the rules. You will just feel which one is right. I recommend listening to this video while you are on the bus, in your room, or at work. Thank you for practicing with English Listening Daily. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.